Ease in the building. I want to thank my Heavenly Father, ancestors, extended ancestors, archangels, regular angels, all highly divine beings, high vibrational beings, all light beings, all timelines, dimensionals, portals, multiverse, parallel universe, past, present, future, all at the same time, they're all in all, etc., to infinity full. Yo, y'all people are crazy. You know, we got individuals sleeping with the community, and I mean the community, doing PPP loans, doing real estate scams, stealing people, information, identification, opening their bank accounts, draining them, and now they crying. So they ran into an individual that they thought was gullible, thought was, you know, completely oblivious to the situations that was going on. Here's something for everybody, which everything I say is for everybody, but this is specific. If you're in a relationship and you want them more than they want you need to cut that relationship off. Put that love that you have for them into you, and know that the love that you want will be presented when you present it to yourself. I don't want nobody that don't want me. And if I wanted you at one point and you denied me, don't want me now because I no longer want you. You know, there was a time and a place where things could have went far, could have, been something. And then, you know, we allowed time to go by and circumstances to, pop up and move on. Now, it ain't fair for me or for the other individual, just like for you or whoever y'all dealing with, decides to do one thing and then after they get what they want and now that they ain't happy, want to come running back or crawling back or kissing ass or however you want to, see it. For one, if it ain't truly love that brought you to that realization, you need to chop it up. If it is truly love that brought you to that realization, then present yourself. But the only thing truly I have to tell you is when you present yourself, if you truly love yourself and extend that love to that individual, if that individual don't accept the love or, the contract or, the situation, the proposition that you placing, in front of them, they don't have to accept it. And if you truly love them, you'll love the fact that they chose themselves, like you choosing yourself from the situation that you're running from. And you should know why the person is loving themselves and leaving the situation like you left the situation. The one you running from that you trying to run back to that individual for, or for whatever reason. You just like the individual, or you're just like the individual that you're running from. That the person that you're trying to come back to might be seeing you in that aspect. Depends on how you presented yourself while y'all was together. So if you was showing your ass like most of us do, or most of y'all do, you put you. It's a hope and a prayer. You trying to grab air. You trying to hold air in your hands, which that's kind of impossible, but possible, but impossible. Right? So don't waste your time. Don't play games with yourself or that other individual. Right? If you trying to trigger emotions from the individual that you trying to run back to for whatever reason, no, that is wicked. Wicked for the simple fact you're only there not because of love, because of what you was receiving out that situation that you're no longer or wasn't able to replace with a different individual. And because you wanted to replace, just know you left yourself in the area to be replaced yourself. And 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. We talking about real life people. We ain't talking about fantasy. We ain't talking. We talking about the shit that we live. We talking about the shit that we breathe. We talking about the shit that scars us, or that we let scar us. But it's all a learning lesson, truly. And if you don't know the lesson that you just learned, it's honor yourself. And when you honor yourself, you honor others. Truly, when you love yourself, you're able to love others the way they're supposed to be loved, and hopefully vice versa. But if you love yourself, you know what situations to get into. And even if you don't, when you start to see it, you know it's time to get up out of there. And there's no force, no person, no situation, and nobody on the planet that can't tell you that you can't walk from it, no matter how they feel about it. They go eat a dick, stick a stick up their ass, whatever the hell, gets them throughout the day on that one, or throughout the rest of their lives on that one. Because at the end of the day, you nobody, for the simple fact you treated a person like nobody. This is the game that the world been playing. This is the game that the world was kind of programmed and taught. My generation is you down with OPP. Back in the days, it was you was a pimp and so on. Right? Ladies, man killer, whatever. Just just sad when we all want the same thing. We all want to be genuine love for who we are and to grow in all aspects of growing in abundance off of the love. Love is truly everything. If y'all truly have love, all possibilities between the two are possible. When you truly have love for yourself, all possibilities are, open to, to you because you see yourself. You know what you want, you know, or you'll start a process to get you there because it could be many. You might try one way and it don't work out the way you want it to work out, so you leave it alone. Not saying you can't or won't come back to it, but that's your choice too. But my advice is, if you did jump into something and it didn't fall the way you wanted it, look at it like how you did your work on yourself, shadow work on that, on your performance, on your understanding, on what led to the downfall, to the error. And then when you find that, you're able to fix it and move on to the next problem or situation. And if it is none, it works properly. It starts to perform like it needs to perform. You start to generate whatever you need to generate from it to, sustain yourself and others if possible. Mm, You know, but this, I don't know how to say it, this stuck upness, this self righteous or them self demanding shit that a lot of us put out there or a lot of us expect, but ain't willing to give half of that out. How can you expect 100%, 1,000%, uh, unlimited abundance of whatever when you're not doing the same, when you're not putting the same output to receive the same input? That is the true harmony of this matrix illusion, however y'all want to see it in your, your terms, or your your brain capacity that's able to hold it. Mm. Shadow work is everything. Being present and truthful to yourself in all aspects of everything. Constantly looking at yourself and your flaws and make your flaws into your strengths. And then when your strengths turn into your flaws, the ones that you left on the back burners to build up the one that you felt was lacking, you pick those back up. You bring them to a higher state. The ebb and flow, the give and take, the the expansion of everything in oneself. And that's just on the 3D level of basic living. We're not even talking about spiritual. Spiritual supersedes 3D. Super, three, the 5D super 3 seeds the 3D, the 8D, 7D supersedes the 5D, and so on. I'm so all over the place. I can't tell you what D I'm at because it's infinite, and they all come through when they need to come through, on how they need to come through, and I I thank them, all of them, known and unknown, every everyone that come and whisper in my ear the truth. Y'all honored, you're seen, and the ones that come whisper lies, y'all seen, y'all seen too, but y'all seen it in a way y'all don't want to be seen. But that's the way you put yourself out there, knowingly and unknowingly, because you know what your intents are, your intentions are, even with the smile and the good speech and the good so-called understanding of what you speaking. But if it ain't personified in you, it's just talk. It's just play. It's just acting. And I'm not an actor, but I'm the greatest star I ever did it because I could play all parts. And it's not because I could play all parts, because all parts are me. It ain't nothing beneath me. And that's truth. If I wanted to be a faggot, I could be a faggot. If I wanted to, excuse the terminology, the trigger alert, you know, told you my mouth is, what you call it, uncensored, and y'all should be happy on how I be delivering what I deliver because I'm straight to the point. I'm no holds barred. I'll tell you how it is and and laugh at you at the same time, for real, because it's a joke to me that you play yourself as a joke. You know, nobody likes to be laughed at. So why put yourself in a position to be laughed at? Dummies. And that's out of love. That's not out of insult. That's not out of putting you down. That's just standing you up, dusting you off, and wake the fuck up. And then give you a little kiss on the cheek, pat you on your ass. Hey, I still love you, truly. But, you know, we sensitive. I understand that. But at the same time, you want to play hard. I'm hard and sensitive. I'm sensitive. I'm so sensitive that I'm hard. I'm so pussy that I'm gangster. I know it sounds crazy, but it's here in the flesh. I don't have to talk about it. I'm behind it, and that's all you need to be. It's it for yourself. Truly, it, the best it that you could possibly ever become, and then some, for the benefit of all, not just for yourself. Because as you be happy, you can show other people how to be happy and make it easier for them to be happy. So everything is happy. Everything is smooth. Everything in your life, in your vicinity, and whatever is connected to you, and so on. Whatever's connected to them. These are the ripple effects that happen. But when you hurting, you sending a ripple, you sending this ripple, and then you hurt somebody else, they sending it out, and then so on and so on and so on. When you have more of y'all doing that than us doing what needs to be done, which we are always outnumbered for some reason. But the strength in our truth is an army of one to their thousands, to their hundreds of thousands, to their millions, to the billions. So the only thing we have to do, the light, is shine like we supposed to. Burn bright, stare motherfuckers. Set this world on fire with your light. And they will have no choice but to keep their light lit. God is beautiful. God is wonderful. He just, he just, he's, he's shooting egos. He's shooting with his eyes closed and hitting nothing but bullseyes. Stop playing with the God, man. Stop playing with the goddess. Stop playing with yourselves. At the end of the day, you have to answer, truly answer for your ripples, for your vibrations that altered God's creations to the worst. And woe to y'all. Woe for us to even witness it. But also glory to witness it. Because those that see it will remember. And the future that heard about it. And because we seen it and will diely convince the future, like how we've been convincing the future of the bullshit that we've been convincing them with, but we'll be convincing them with the truth, the true truth, the truth that they could search out themselves and know it to be true, even if they wasn't there. God's power is beautiful. And I'm glad he's flowing it through me the way he flows it through me. In as many ways he flows it through me. I can't count how many. To be truthful, I'm kind of scared to even try to count. But I just allow it to come out when it's time to come out. A lot of the stuff is not learned. A lot of stuff is given and already known because it's within one's being. It will be something that you have already been doing unconsciously. That's how you know what it is truth. Even when you feeling bad, you see that. You see the nervousness. It's not even me, but That's that spirit that they want. Get what the fuck, this nigga talking too much. Like get that nigga off the shit. How you can shake that shit out of his head. But for real, it's not a game, and I lost it. But that was good, but at the same time, it's still a blessing because you can't stop what it is. Mm, mm, mm. But you know, stop beating yourselves up with the should've, would've, could've. You know, that's where we that's how you keep yourself stuck. That's part of the serenity prayer. You know, truly, if you know the serenity prayer, read the serenity prayer and get a full understanding of it because it's not just the saying, it's the truth of it in everything. And I mean everything. You know, God grant me the serenity that you go grant me the things that I can, the things that I can change, and that you call, give me some shit about the things that I cannot. It's truth. I can't force the world to be the way I want it to be. I could show it the way, and he who hear, let him hear. He who see, let him see. He who feels, let him feel. He who understands, let him understand. And that's him, her, male, woman, adult, senior, teenager, child. When you know, you know. When you understand, no matter what age you are. A lot of the children understand more purity and worldly concepts in the pureness of it than we do. But yet we feel we above them. But yet we are them. Kids being led by kids. Students being led by students. For all wisdom come from the master of all knowledge. He, she, it, spirit, them, creation, the all in all. Live and let live. Learn how to live. And greatness is ours. And how to live is to live collectively. We all separate, but what what I affect you. What you affect me, and everything else under the sun that affects whatever else affects everything. The give and take of everything. Let's learn the process. Let's master the process. Let's bring our heavens on earth. Deuces.